Good evening. Welcome to our second annual AAMEG Africa Awards. We established the awards in 2019 to celebrate and recognise those companies demonstrating a deep commitment to ethical mining practices and community development. I'd like to welcome you all here tonight, especially those that have been here through the day. It's been a fantastic first day in this crazy year. But the awards, this is our second annual awards. We're going to have a good night tonight. I'm glad everyone's got a drink, but I will get into more of the formal part of the evening. And first of all, I'd like to introduce some of our judges tonight. So some of our judges are here, some have been online. So first of all, Musa Gondwe, could I introduce you? Most of you will know Musa, who was at UWA and has recently moved to Curtin. But tonight she's here representing, she's the project manager for the Association of Women in Mining in Africa. I think I've sort of got that right. So Musa's a very passionate person. She'll be presenting one of the awards tonight and also giving a little bit of a perspective from her point of view around ESG and Africa and the things that are going on. Another judge we have here tonight is Mr. Fred Zole. Fred is known to many of you. Fred is the honorary consul here in Western Australia for Ghana, but also has his own business in his own right, and thanks, Fred, for coming along. We also have a couple of other judges who couldn't be here tonight, and they'll be on pre-record. So that's Ben Gargett. Ben is a vice chairman of AAMEG and has been relocated from Perth to Melbourne. So he's been having a bit of a Melbourne year, but we'll hear from Ben a bit later. And also, we're very happy this year to announce the sponsorship from the MCA, the Minerals Council of Australia, represented here tonight with Victoria Jackson. I'd like to thank the MCA very much for their sponsorship of the awards, and especially the new category we have this year, which is the Rising ESG Leader. So thanks very much, MCA. And of course, we've got all these other signs up here. Parenti have been fantastic in support of the conference as a whole, but also they are sponsoring tonight's drinks. And thanks very much to Mark, Ben, Adrian and the team at Parenti. Okay, so I'll launch into the formal part of the evening. And forgive me if I sound a bit wooden, and hopefully all the graphics and the things will work well together, but we'll get into it without further ado. Australia is now one of the biggest international investors on the continent, doubling its investment to more than $40 billion over the past decade. As the saying goes, with great power comes great responsibility. And as Australia's presence in Africa continues to grow, so too must its efforts to champion the best practice ESG principles. In spite of the challenges faced in 2020, we are proud of the 8 deserving nominees that we have standing before us today, who are raising the flag for Team Australia in Africa. And we celebrate in the knowledge that our nominees are helping drive greater government awareness and support for the world-class mining expertise and socio-economic investment shared on the continent. At AAMEG, we believe that the African Awards have the potential to benchmark global approaches to ESG in the industry, and we thank you all for joining us to celebrate this vision. And once again, I'd like to thank the judges. This evening would not be possible without our esteemed panel of judges, Musa Gondwe, Ben Gargett, Tanya Constable and Fred Zole. Our judges have dedicated their time and expertise to judge our 2020 Africa Award winners in the 3 categories. So the 3 categories that we have tonight are Best Workforce and Industry Development Initiative, the Best in Innovation in Corporate Social Development, and the new one, the new Emerging ESG Leader Award, which is sponsored by the MCA. Okay, so I'll be introducing the first category now, and the first category that we will be announcing tonight is the Best Workforce and Industry Development Award. Our first nominee for this award is the Austral Africa Survey Group, with their Transferring Knowledge, Developing Local Excellence project. This nominee designed a training package to assist knowledge transfer from project surveyors to national surveyors, including how to use the latest surveying technologies, and has made efforts to develop local surveying assistants and technicians from village locations with no previous experience. Austral also engaged with their community to improve prosperity and attain a business sponsor status with the Australian Department of Home Affairs to bring African surveyors to Australia on working visas to support knowledge transfer. I'd like to thank very much Austral for submitting their nomination this year. They also entered last year and have been doing fantastic work. So thanks very much. The next nominee I'd like to introduce is Base Resources, with their project On Track for a 99% Kenyan workforce. Base's initiative involves the prioritisation of local community members for the employment based off their vicinity in relation to the mine. A fencing system established in consultation with governments and communities identifies priority groups within 70% of Base's 1,140 employees drawn from the local Kwale County. Frontline leadership courses were set up to support succession plans and fast-track selected employees for future leadership roles and project transfer opportunities. Local sourcing is also of importance to Base Resources, with 65% of services and supplies were sourced from Kenyan providers in 2020. For those that saw Tim Carson's talk this morning, this afternoon, it was an excellent summary of what they've been doing there in Kenya, and also they are starting to do in Madagascar, so a very strong contender. Our third nomination tonight comes from Geodrill. And those that know Geodrill have a subsidiary in Ghana, and their category in their nomination is for their Building Drill Rigs Locally project. So this project demonstrates a commitment to building international standard drill rigs in Africa, which began in 2015 with the investment in local employees and systems to ensure a solid foundation was established to develop the right technical base and facilities. Fast forward 5 years to 2020, and Geodrill have now commissioned their 6th drill rig made in Ghana. So this is a fantastic project showing that you don't need to buy a rig off Shram or Ingersoll Rand or whatever. You can make your own rigs with parts in African countries. So fantastic award, and a couple of pictures there of, I think it might be one of the ministers visiting. Okay, and for the fourth and final nomination for this category, we have Orion Minerals. Orion, as you know, are working in South Africa, and they're looking to be building the mine of the future at Prieska. Applying imagination and innovation to its operating model, this Australian junior company has identified opportunities within its host country where it can make a significant impact. One such area is local community participation in the workforce. Orion collaborates on municipal, regional and governmental levels so that economic and social values can be unlocked. Further, an introductory mining familiarisation course completed by 350 plus participants has raised public awareness of the mining industry and the opportunity it creates. That concludes the project summaries for this award. It is now time to announce our 2020 winner. But to do that, we have a pre-record of the Vice Chair of AAMEG, Mr. Ben Gargett. Due to COVID, Ben was unable to be with us personally today, but his efforts throughout the judging process, both this year and last, to collaborate online and help us through has been very commendable. So I'll sit down while we play Ben's recording where he'll announce the winner.
Hi, I'm Ben Gargett, and I'm very pleased to be a judge for this year's AAMEG Africa Awards. And as a member of the board of AAMEG, I'm really passionate about these awards and love the opportunity they present to show the great things that Australian companies are doing in Africa. Today, specifically, I'll be talking about the Best Workforce and Industry Development Initiative. The judges had a really interesting process in working through the nominations. That exception were outstanding. And there are a wide variety of projects across a good geographical spread. And so it's my pleasure today to share with you the nominees for the Best Workforce and Industry Development Initiative. And they are Austral African Survey Group, who are in West Africa, Base Resources, who operate in Kenya and Madagascar, Geodrill Ghana, in Ghana of course, and Orion Minerals in South Africa. And so it's my pleasure to announce that this year's winner of the Best Workforce and Industry Development Initiative is Geodrill Ghana for their excellent drill rig manufacturing program that they established in Ghana. So congratulations to you, Geodrill, and thank you also to our other nominees.
All right, great. Congratulations to Geodrill Ghana. I think there's a representative here tonight. Would they be able to accept the award on behalf of Geodrill Ghana? Okay, great. I think we have Ashley Morrison here. Thanks. Sorry, we'll come over. Not just yet. So congratulations. Thank you. For those who don't know, Ashley is the author of a book about the famous Zoomer, but other than that, I'll let him talk.
Okay, thanks.
His background with Deirdre.
Thank you very much. As you probably can gather, I'm not Dave Harper. Dave is stuck in Ghana at the moment, so he asked me to stand in for him tonight. And he's written a few words for me. I know they'll be celebrating in Accra at the moment. But thank you to AAMEG, first of all, and to the judges for honouring Geodrill with this award. As I say, it's my pleasure to stand in for Dave tonight. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here due to COVID. On behalf of Dave and the entire Geodrill team, I'm pleased to accept this award on their behalf, and they're very honoured to win and do so. The contribution that Australian companies have made to Africa cannot be overstated. We believe that Geodrill is a good example of how companies can contribute to the value chain. It has to be said that the greatest contribution any foreign company can make is through its transfer of skills. In 20 years following significant investment, Geodrill has developed its operational headquarters in Ghana, which has earned the enviable reputation as a global centre of excellence. At this facility, which is located in Kumasi, the company manufactures its own specialised drill rigs, along with drill support equipment and consumables, rather than importing them. The company has also developed the Geodrill Drill Academy for training Ghana's next generation of drilling talent, and indeed our greatest success has come through this facility by way of career opportunities. Therefore, Geodrill are deeply honoured to receive this aptly named award as the Best Workforce and Industry Development Initiative. Thank you very much.
Right. Okay, for our second award, I'd like to once again introduce you to Musa. Musa Gondwe will take my position, and I'll go over there. And Musa, if you don't mind introducing the second category tonight.
Thank you, Bill, and thank you, AAMEG, for the opportunity to judge these awards. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Before I go into the actual judges' evaluation, I just wanted to say a little bit about the Association for Women in Mining in Africa. So AWIMA is a network that brings together 22 national women in mining associations from South Africa to Ghana to Morocco to Ethiopia to Kenya, and is working hard to set up 5 national associations. So it's a continental body that's supported by the African Union and aims to be the voice, the continental voice for women in mining and support capacity development, understanding of legislation, also supports large-scale mining as well as artisanal small-scale mining. It would be remiss for me not to have had a particular bent when looking at the applications in terms of how they were addressing gender equality in mining. But as much as I have a bias to support women in mining, we all looked at the applications quite objectively. But from a personal level, I was really pleased to see companies that talked about what they're doing to support women in the workforce or what they're doing to support women in communities. But my role this evening really is to talk through the nominations and announce the winner. The submissions received outlined some really great projects that were very well evidenced. Our first nominee in this category is Base Resources with their COVID-19 Community Support Program. This nominee identified community risks such as the lack of food security, limited access to clean water, poorly resourced health services, and the need for PPE as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, both in Kenya and Madagascar. BASE supported a government-led response to prevent the spread of infection, manage active cases, and supported impacted communities. To date, they have invested over $1.7 million working with various government agencies, NGOs, religious organizations, and private partners. President Kenyatta awarded BASE with a Madaraka, so that's Independence Day, National Award for the company's contribution to the COVID-19 response. This is a very telling commendation for the community efforts, so well done to BASE. Our second nominee for this award is Orion Minerals in their development of a new corporate social investment model for industry. Orion is leveraging exploration and feasibility activities as a catalyst for positive social change. They established the Siatemba Stakeholder Engagement Forum to serve as a platform for community interest groups to engage. This forum was able to reduce impacts of the recent lockdown on many parts of the community, ensuring food parcels reached destitute families. Additionally, an MOU with the Siatemba municipality has provided a formal framework to establish mutually beneficial ventures, and a community liaison office has been created to support local employment where possible. The final nominee for Best Innovation in Corporate Social Development is Resolute Mining, with their project Protecting Biodiversity and Restoring Balance. This company established a biodiversity offset program which aims to create biodiversity gains for residual impacts associated with the mine. Resolute recognized the vital importance of the Niakola-Koba National Park, which borders the Maka gold mine, and formed a public-private partnership with the NGO Panthera and the Senegalese government. The partnership aims to significantly improve wildlife protection efforts within a 1,700 kilometers squared area. This investment provides outcomes outside of the mining lease for the direct benefit of the local community and Senegal more broadly, and aligns with the responsible gold mining principles. This enables the community to better address and be resilient to the challenges associated with climate change. This category was difficult to judge, as each submission was very unique. So there's one that's looking at environment, there's one that's looking at workforce development, there's one that's engaging a community platform. However, after considering all these factors, the winner for the best innovation in corporate social development goes to, drum roll please, Base Resources.
Accepting the award on behalf of Base Resources is Colin Bowie. Colin is the Executive Director of Development and Operations at Base Resources.
Thanks very much to the judges and AAMEG for honouring Base with this award. Look, I just want to thank a few internal people first. I mean, in Kenya, we've got people like Colin Forbes and Pierce who have really stood up over a number of years, culminating in this year with the COVID response. We've got Tim Carstens, who's quite shyly sitting in the audience now, who was very instrumental in the leadership he showed, and he should actually be up here accepting this. But look, I mean, the community is very, you have to do it right to really be successful in places where we operate. And the COVID response this year that the guys did was particularly inspiring for me, watching how they did it. You know, through the water, the sanitation, the hygiene, the food. It made a real difference, and Base actually got a lot out of it as well through the profile that we received and the feedback that we got. It made a real difference both in Kenya and in Madagascar. Madagascar is one of the poorest countries in the world, and where we operate in Toliara is particularly poor, and they're hard hit. We were just hearing today how there's the inflation in that area is really high. There's people who are associated with the people that work with us who can't actually buy rice at the moment because it's too expensive. So the food donations that we've managed to be part of, working with partners there, the Red Cross and the local government has made a big difference. But I mean, it's not just about this year, it's about what's happened over the course of the last 8 or 9 years in building up a a basis in the community. So look, thanks a lot for the award. It's an honour to receive it, and thank you.
Thanks very much, Colin. And it's great to hear such great acceptance speeches and hear the passion coming through. And it has been a hard, tough year, and all these companies are going through it, but it's great to hear it. All right. Introducing the third award category. Our newest award is the Emerging ESG Leader, sponsored by the Minerals Council of Australia. This award acknowledges junior explorers or service companies with a market capitalisation below $100 million and less than 25 employees in Australia, whose outstanding company initiative delivers sustainable and tangible benefits to their host communities. So we have 4 nominees tonight, and at the end we'll have Tanya Constable speaking on behalf of the award. But I'll run through the nominations now. The first nominee for our final category of this evening is the Dana Carley, who are making a positive impact that focused on the long term. Their business strategy is in the alignment with the UN Sustainable Development Goals, the IFC, International Finance Corporation Standards for Environmental and Social Performance, Equator Principles, World Bank Group Environment, Health and Safety Guidelines, and other international best practices. Comprehensive reporting has been praised by leading professionals who have reviewed the Koluli project, such as Ibrahim Sagnaf, Global Head and Director of the Advisory and Capital Markets at Afrexim Bank. So Dana Carley, as you might know, they're in Eritrea. It's a fertiliser project which they hope to be building soon. But one of these things we do at AAMEG, for some of those people that aren't aware of those standards and principles, we are operating in the global environment, and Dana Carley's very much doing some great work in terms of aligning with that. Our second nominee for the Emerging ESG Leader nominee is Deep Yellow. For those who know Deep Yellow, with their commitment to sustainable reporting and transparency. Their work includes the production of foundational sustainability reporting, not usually practiced until production, and provides ESG transparency. Being a uranium miner, they aim to place greater importance on sustainable resourcing to deliver confidence to shareholders. Their framework includes local and operationally focused policies, processes, and SOPs. Now, for those who know Deep Yellow, a very passionate group, some of the founders of AAMEG and John Borshoff and Gillian Swarby and a few others there. Very interesting, very thorough company, again, in that development phase, doing a lot of work early. So when they do go into production, which we hope they do, and I'm sure they will, it's fantastic work there. Our third nominee tonight, and this is a bit left field, we've had a nomination for Mobility in Africa. So Mobility in Africa are not strictly speaking, obviously a mining or exploration company or a mining services company, but work in the areas of as an NGO. So not probably strictly speaking normal, but again, a very strong nomination. And their project was solar-powered transport for rural women. So Mobility in Africa's efforts include piloting electric 3-wheeled tricycles to bring off grid sustainable transport solutions to small-scale farmers and rural communities. The project aims to help overcome supply shortages of petrol, energy and distance by equipping rural women with transport that can save them time and enable them to sell goods at market and collect water. Phase 1 in 2019 provided 92 women with 30 e-tricycles, and Phase 2 was exploring the use of lithium batteries for off-grid charging. So a very interesting project, and I did want to mention that Mobility for Africa also pop up in some of the other nominations, so they're doing some great work over there in Africa. Our fourth and final nomination for this category is Orion Minerals, who have dubbed themselves ESG Trailblazers due to their efforts in implementing world-class ESG initiatives at the exploration feasibility stage, earning its social licence to operate and proving that small companies can inspire positive change at a host government, regional and community level. Orion evaluated and developed their Prieska copper zinc project, encouraging junior mining in South Africa. This project will see a new mine resurrected in the footprint of an old one, which will play a pivotal role in establishing the Northern Cape province as the epicentre of a new era of mining and exploration activity. The final award presenter for the Emerging ESG Leader category is Tanya Constable, Tanya is the CEO of MCA and this award's sponsors. Like Ben, she is based over in Canberra, or over east, sorry, she's in Canberra, and thus has arranged her announcement via pre-recording, which we prepared earlier. Tanya has been a great asset to the awards this year with her vision for the development of the Australian resource industry and taking that know-how to Africa. So I'll sit down while we play the Tanya video.
Hello everyone, my name is Tanya Constable and I am the Chief Executive Officer of the Minerals Council of Australia. The Minerals Council of Australia is very pleased to be sponsoring this year's AAMEG Awards, especially the Emerging ESG Leader, a new category for smaller companies that may not have had the budgets of larger multinationals, but have approached their projects in a careful, structured way, showing dedication and innovation in building their relationships in their African host country. The Minerals Council of Australia represents Australia's exploration, mining and minerals processing industry, which is a major contributor to Australia's national income, investment, high-wage jobs, exports and government revenues in Australia. In 2018-19, the Australian mining industry generated $283 billion in export earnings, directly employed 240,000 people in highly skilled jobs across Australia, and paid a significant amount of company tax and royalties, $39 billion in total. Our members in the Minerals Council of Australia produce more than 75% of Australia's annual minerals production and 80% of its minerals export earnings. But we're so much more than that. We engage with the community, other industries, industry and representative bodies, opinion leaders and other stakeholders to reinforce and raise awareness of the industry's contribution to Australia and Australians overseas. We're also glad that AAMG has become an associate member of MCA this year and look forward to working closely together in building a Team Australia brand overseas. Now to the awards. The judges had a very difficult session examining all of the nominations, and we're really pleased with the variety of projects and geographical spread of the nominations. It's my great pleasure today to present to you the Emerging ESG nominations. The nominees are Deep Yellow, Namibia; Orion Minerals, South Africa; Danakali, Eritrea; and Mobility for Africa, Zimbabwe. Thank you all for your nominations in 2020. And it is my pleasure to announce that this year's winner of the MCA Emerging ESG Leader Award is Orion Minerals Limited for their excellent work in initial engagement with the local communities in the northern province of South Africa. Congratulations to Orion Minerals, and thank you once again to all of the nominees.
All right, from Orion Minerals we have the chairman here tonight, Dennis. So Dennis, would you mind coming up and saying a few words and accepting the award?
Well, this is a real honour, and thank you very much to AAMEG and to the judges. Our team back in South Africa will be absolutely delighted. We went over there 5 years ago with a vision, an opportunity. We secured an old, tired project, a prospect, effectively. And in 5 years, we've taken it now to a full bankable feasibility study. Obviously, the last 6 or 12 months has been difficult for all of us, particularly in Africa. But our team have put in 5 years of really hard yards to get to this point, and we're just delighted to have been recognised. There's a lot of hard work. Look, the other the companies that were nominated, they've all, I'm sure, been through the same thing. So congratulations for the nomination, but obviously it's always nice to be able to hold this up. So our team in particular, I'd like to thank Errol Smart. He's been tireless for 5 years. He suggested that we should go to South Africa, and I said, I don't have enough Christmases left, mate, you know, so it was... But I went over there and he said, you've got to come and have a look. And I went over, and the Northern Cape in South Africa is just an unbelievably prospective mineral belt. As soon as I got over there and had a look, and we went to Prieska, the local town, and Kimberley, and you could just see the poverty, people screaming out for jobs, and we knew it was going to be a tough gig. But we've got an amazing team, like all of us do in this room, who are operating in Africa. You need people to make it work. Errol Smart decided right from the outset, and our board, that we needed to get a licence to operate. We needed a social licence to operate. As a junior company, we didn't have a lot of money. We had to raise money to enable us to do the things that we're now benefiting from, and that is engagement with the local communities. We set up a stakeholder engagement forum from day one, a liaison office. Our team, our core team of Errol, Walter Shamu, who studied at the School of Mines here. He's an excellent operator, has done a great job. Marcus Birch, our local community man who works tirelessly, Michelle Jenkins, and the whole team. But these guys are at the front of all of this, and they've been doing it for 5 years. Often there's no thanks. You just get on with it. You just got to do it. And I know they're going to be wrapped. There'll be a few nice reds going down tonight, I'm sure. So, but look, just without going on too long, the work that we've done, it's terrific. Errol also joined the Minerals Council. He's been instrumental in some real shifts within the Minerals Council in terms of the mining charter, the relationship with the government, and that's enabled us to advance within 5 years to a fully permitted project, which is almost unheard of. I think it is unheard of in South Africa. The engagement of the junior, Errol is chair of the Emerging Junior and Miners Leadership Forum, and he's done a wonderful job in that capacity, and it's resulted in success on a lot of fronts. Our engagement with the community is second to none. We do treat it very seriously. We don't see it as a burden. We see it as an integral part of our business, and I know AAMEG does, and I think the work you guys do is really commendable, and we are very thankful for your support, and thanks to everyone for this award. Thank you very much.
Thank you all for coming, and I wish to thank our attendees and for being able to make time to come here. It was not easy for many of you, I suppose, because of the coronavirus, and yet look at how many people have come here to take part in this ceremony. So thank you all very much for attending this function. And please join us in celebrating the 2020 nominees and winners at the ADU Africa Awards cocktail reception, and kindly sponsored by Parenti. Thank you all again.